Ladies and gentlemen, Big Four Boys, episode number 14. I'm trying to think of famous people who wore number 14. I can't think of anyone. It's kind of
Dirk
a
Dirk's original number, man. Charles Barkley.
really.
Charles Barkley wore number 14. Are you disrespecting the TNT GOAT?
Well,
Our
you can't really.
boy?
I
We
mean,
were just golfing with him last week. You're telling me you don't remember his number?
that's true. We were hitting the links with a good old Chuck, but zero
Yeah.
rings, so I'm not going to show him his respect.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Can our producer right now put up a number of Charles Barkley with a number 14?
yeah. Put his rings next to that.
Oh, you know what? He was actually he was number 14 on Team USA, and he was also number 14 on the Rockets. I didn't even know he played on the Rockets. Huh. The more you
Oh
know.
wow! So you don't know much about our golf partner.
Yeah, I know
I didn't realize Dirk was 14. He just
no, he was
decided.
40. He was 41, but he wore
Well, I know
40.
he was 41, but he hit the Uno reverse at some point.
I think no, he did 41 because of Barkley, who had 14.
Whoa.
It was
History.
it. was- Yeah, Dirk, man.
This is a history podcast.
Dirk fucking loved his boy, and I think Dirk, when he played it for Germany, was 14 too. By the way,
Wow.
speaking of Dirk, I paid $400 for a Dirk Nowitzki NFT today. Am I crazy?
See, I know nothing about the NFTs, the
I
STIs, like
I paid
all of it is.
$405 cash USD for a Dirk Nowitzki NFT of him hitting a three,
Yeah.
of him shooting a three, and I feel happy about it.
What even is it? Is it just like a little poster they send you that makes you feel fuzzy inside? What even is the
Well, you don't send
NFT?
me anything; it's all digital. That's
It's
the
all
whole thing.
digital.
Yeah,
Do
that's
we?
the
Okay, I was gonna start with NFL and sports, but let's just Caitlyn Jenner trans into this like crypto stuff because I know you wanted to talk about this. We're gonna dive in right here. How funny is it that I just started the pod naming the number 14, and now we're on this huge tangent. But
hey man, that's
we're doing crypto first because I like this more.
well.
I don't know shit. Disclaimer to the folks: don't take any advice I'm gonna give because I don't.
Same here, folks.
Yeah,
Same here. Look,
'cause
the
I don't
only
know
DD I
God.
do, the only DD, that's due diligence. That's what the us kids call it, DD, due diligence.
Yeah, double D's.
The only
Um,
DD I do, folks, is I get a text from my friend, I get a text from another friend. They say, "Hey, buy this crypto, it's going up," and
yeah,
that's good enough for me. I just go on my CoinbaseCrypto.com or Gate.io. Shout out to the deep secret exchanges, and I buy a random crypto named either Baby Doge, Elon. I mean, cryptos you haven't even heard about, King Shiba, and then I watch the
yeah,
next day it goes up double, and then yeah, I just sit there and count my gains.
yeah. You mentioned DD. I only did that in high school before Uber was a thing. But see, I don't even grasp. I can't grasp the concept of buying these things. They're not physical items. You buy a Lisa Ann poster and you've got that in your room. Whereas this, you're putting money down for something it's in thin air. It's just a poof.
What?
At least with stocks, you go, oh, I know that company. They sell chocolate
I
bars.
mean, you even own that company. Who knows what's going on there? It's the same bullshit thing. Theoretically, it says that you own it immediately when you buy it, but it takes like 7 days to actually, for that transaction to actually settle. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all just a little bit of trust and a fairy dust.
Can you give me
And
a lesson here, though? And maybe there's some retarded fans as well who don't get it like me. I'm calling myself retarded here, folks. What what dictates the value of some of these
all right, so you
cryptos?
believe in basketball cards, right? In terms of NFTs.
I guess I believe
You
in
believe in
both.
the value of baseball cards, basketball cards. I mean, those are some of the oldest stores of values in this country,
But
right?
at least with that, that's dictated by a player and their
All
legacy,
right,
and
that's the
maybe
same thing
something
right there about
happens.
Dirk. Your Dirk Nowitzki NFT right there is dictated by his player and his legacy, and it's like the same. It's a basketball card, but it's digital.
No, so I get that with the NFT because it's based on a person.
Yeah.
What about some bullshit like Ethereum or Bit? Like, how is that dictated? Is my
All right,
question.
that's a good question. That's a good question. Um, is cryptocurrency a viable alternative asset class? Yes. Is cryptocurrency supposed to be an actual currency? No. I mean, no one, if you think that you're going to take Bitcoin and go and buy a pizza with it, you're probably off. It's not supposed to be that. It's like, when was the last time you took gold and you went and you bought a pizza, right?
Yeah,
It's not,
a couple
that's not
weeks.
what it's supposed to be. And, I think a country like El Salvador tried to make Bitcoin, its alternate currency, and it failed miserably. Um, but I'm sure that, we'll be reading papers about it in the next few years, of economists saying like, this was never going to work out because it's such a fluctuating currency, and, people can't keep their savings or any actual money in it that they're going to, spend like day to day, because it just changes so frequent, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a currency. So I think if people, when people say, hey, how could this be a currency? I think they're right. It's not a currency as much as it's an asset class. Now, first of all, it's deflationary. So all you need to know about Bitcoin is there's only a finite amount of Bitcoin, right? And the second thing about Bitcoin is it's like all currency, what people believe it to be. And at this point, you have institutional support. You have major banks that are investing in it. You have it's an ETF. It just became an ETF last week. Um, and just that like that institutional support of real buyers and stuff like that just gives you that thing that, okay, this thing is always going to be there. It's not like Bitcoin's going to go away ever. At this point, it's ingrained, right? It's just a matter of how high or how low. But I think it'll always have a value over a few $100 billion. I think it's just a household name at this point. I think people, no matter what, will always think of it as an alternative form of an asset, right? But is there any real explanation to why there's value to it? I mean, I know people will tell you blockchain this, blockchain that, but I mean, at this point, you could even say blockchain is becoming like an old technology. Like, it's not that revolutionary. Um,
I want to step in here real quick. I appreciate the lesson here. I know that Daniel guy or Garrett, he's loving every
he's
second.
skipping right through this.
Yeah, he's waiting for the lesson. So I remember when I was in college, maybe a sophomore or something, a dude in my fraternity mentioned that, oh, I'm gonna go buy weed with Bitcoin. And that was the first I had ever heard of it, where there were drug dealers who like, yeah, give me
Black market,
Bitcoin.
absolutely yes.
Yeah, and that was my first time ever learning about it. And then a couple years later, you've got Gary Vee doing cocaine and talking about it at conferences. And it's like this thing just blew up overnight. It's to the point now where I had some spare cash. Accountants were loaded, and so my brother was like, "You should put $1,000 into Bitcoin instead of doing stocks." And I said, "No, Tim. Eat my anus." And then a couple months go by and he goes, oh, it would have gone up by this percentage if you had done it. It's like, how am I supposed to
Look,
know
I
what's
didn't
going
buy
to
any of that
happen
stuff,
here?
dude. I didn't buy any of that stuff either. I'm
Yeah.
recently getting into crypto. I My first interaction with crypto was in 2017, right? I think that's when all our first interactions, mostly all our first. You remember 2017 when it shot up to like initially 20,000?
Yeah, that's when it made it big.
And
Can't
I think I bought crypto then, like, and I mostly lost money because I bought it and then like I panic sold it, went on its way down. And I was like, ah, shit, like whatever.
yeah.
And then recently this year, my, I made money off the Doge coin. You know what I'm talking about? Doge?
Once again, something I see all over the internet. I know that certain social media celebrities have been able to manipulate
Like
that,
Elon
get
Musk, yeah.
people to buy. Yeah, Elon too. But I've heard of even like internet dudes getting their fans to buy it
I
to make it
mean, some
fluctuate.
tried. I think like Dave Portnoy tried with like a coin like called Safe Mars. Everyone knows who Dave Portnoy is, CEO of Barstool Sports. about to be canceled. Actually, we don't know.
We should talk about that later. Let's
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
on this. Let's stay on this topic,
But
but we'll talk
yeah,
about that.
he tried pumping up a crypto called Safe Moon or Safe Mars. It didn't work. But anyways, yeah, about these cryptos. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of pissed off about it because um, you have you have like all these meme coins like Shiba Coin. You heard about Shiba Coin?
No, can
I,
you just make up any name? Like, is there a
so
Lakeisha
Shiba
coin
Coin is
or
supposed to be a parody of a parody coin.
okay?
So you've heard of Doge, and that's the
Yeah.
parody coin, right? And then Shiba is a type of dog that's the type of Doge. So it's making
Oh, I
fun
see.
of the joke coin.
The dough. Yeah.
So I put $100 in Shiba coin in May of this year, right? And as you know, if I had kept that $100 in, today it would have been approximately $4,200. I did not hold, folks. I did not hold on that long. I thought it was a joke. I sold it for, I think, like an $1,100 gain, like a
Oh,
few
that's
months
still
ago.
something.
Yeah, but if I held on to it, it would have been approximately $4,200. I mean, I know
Oh,
someone who bought $200 of Shiba coin earlier this year, like earlier than me. And if you want to know what it's worth right now, you're gonna throw up.
yeah. Well, I
You
bet.
want to know what it's worth?
Yeah.
It's
Fill in
around
my ass.
$50,000.
What is it?
50,000.
50 thou.
Yeah, $100 got him 50,000. I mean, I, I got a I I got a close friend who bought
God
eight.
damn.
I got a close friend who bought $800 of Doge in like January or February. And then I think he cleaned out approximately 11 to $12,000. I
Dude,
mean,
why
no,
aren't we doing this instead of being in school and doing these shitty
I mean
jobs?
that's what I'm trying to follow up with, dude. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I mean, um, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Holy
But it's
fuck.
it's
I need
hard
I need
because
to I need to read into this because for years people have been pitching this stuff and I go, yeah, man, eat
it's like
crow. I don't want to
it's such
do it.
bullshit money. My friend just recommended me one. It's called like Loop Ring. On Friday it was $1.20, like its value, and then today it was actually like $3.15. So it had tripled, almost tripled since he told me on Friday. I bought $100 of it, and I made like triple, but it's still not like if you don't make a real bet on these things, it's like
Yeah, it's not a ton.
yeah,
It's scary too. You think about the idea of putting 10 grand into
dude.
something
I put $1,000 on it yesterday, actually.
on this Luprin thing,
Yeah, yeah.
Luferigno,
You heard
whatever
it
it's
here
called.
first. Yeah,
Fuck.
LRC.
God
I don't know. I
damn.
don't know. I don't know. I don't. This is not investment advice, folks. This is not
Yeah.
me telling you to buy
Yeah, yeah.
LRC.
We need that little warning at the bottom that,
This is not.
we
I
do our
mean,
own stunts or whatever they say. Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck, man.
This is.
Well, now I'm curious. I might have to spend this weekend researching that.
By the way, my research on LRC was, oh, hey, yeah, you should buy it. And then I told my other friend about it, and he said, oh, wow, I looked on Reddit about it, and it looks really good. I'm in for 2,000, and I'm like, okay, sure. And then I bought.
Wow.
That was. I'm just. It's you know what, man? It's all FOMO now. It's all fucking FOMO investing.
Yeah. Yeah, you see
Um,
your friend who got 50K or whatever. I see that and I go, God damn, I got to put some money.
I know exactly. That was my feeling at it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, they just made 50K doing nothing except buying it
Yeah.
on like a shitty exchange. Like some of these stuff, like you couldn't buy Shiba on Coinbase. Like right now, you can buy it on Coinbase. Um, he made 50K because he bought it on another exchange. It's like a black market exchange almost, like called Uniswap. If you buy something on Uniswap, funnily enough, it costs almost $50 to make the transaction happen. So it like in service fees and stuff like that. So your $100 will end up only like getting you $50 of a coin.
Yeah, is
So
I worry about some of these black market things too. When he has something with 50K in value, what's stopping them from just going, yeah, fuck it, we won't pay
and
this
you know what the
schlo.
crazy part is? The guy didn't fucking sell. He still held like through all
Oh,
of this stuff. Like
Still
he
has it.
held and held. Like, I would have sold probably at like 1,000, maybe 2,000. I'd be like, oh wow, okay, this was great. I made my money on like some random thing.
Yeah.
Well, let me get out.
Yeah,
His thing
let me
is,
spend this money on a Vegas trip with go to a brothel. Yeah, and he's just still in it.
I know, I fucking know, man. Like, I couldn't effing believe it.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is, I'll sell a little bit, but I'm still gonna be holding it. And I mean, more power to him. Like I told you, I couldn't even hold my $100 until its current value of 4,200. I mean, I just
Yeah.
bitched that. I sold for $1,100 gain. I was like, I wanted my money.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, man, it's something where it blows my mind that I was ever an accountant too, because I feel like I'm not great with money. Where I'll invest stuff, and I have the philosophy of I'm just considering this money spent. I know it's going to grow over time, but I'm the type of investor where I'm completely long term. I'm not someone who's checking that shit every day and trading or anything. And
dude, too
so
boomerish for you, man. You got to jump in. I mean,
I'm way too boomer. That's why I'm
dude,
asking you the name of Lakeisha coin or whatever the name was. Like
LRC loop ring. I mean, there was actually a play 2 weeks ago in the stock market. This is in the stock market. I traded a stock called DWAC. If you've probably heard about that,
I don't
right?
think I have DWAC.
I mean, well, for our listeners at home, this isn't any endorsement or anything for them, but the former president came up with a company, right?
Oh yeah,
Trump Media or something,
yeah.
and he got bought out. I mean, he didn't get bought out; like he was merging with a SPAC, as you know. Um, and believe it or not, his company, who doesn't really have any assets or anything, but just an idea to be the next Twitter, conservative Twitter, was valued at $1 billion. Anyways, so before that, the company was a blank check company, and the stock was trading at $10. The next morning, the stock opens at $12, right? And my friend and I were talking about it, and we're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna buy this. There's gonna be a huge like sentiment on it. Like people, like all the conservatives are gonna buy this up, and it's gonna like shoot up. Well, the fucking problem was I didn't wake up in the morning. So I couldn't buy it at $12 because I didn't wake up at 6:30 in the morning. So my friend bought it at 12 because he woke up. I woke up at 7:30 in the morning. By the time I woke up, it was $18. Well, don't worry about it because I bought in at $18. I bought like, and again, I didn't buy much, folks. Again, this is the conservative count in me. I bought $500 to $600 worth, and then over the next 2 days, this stock shot up to approximately $175 in less than 2 days. I sold at $100 and I cashed out a very nice gain. That's about almost 10 times what my initial investment was. And it's just one of those things where you gotta keep your ear to the ground and do
Yeah,
this meme investing. It's not a long-term trade. None of these long-term trades work anymore.
yeah. So what do you use? Because I'm so boomerish where I don't even know. It sounds like Reddit has a couple good sites or
Reddit is
pages.
so full of shit, man. You're gonna get drowned in it. I used to be going on Reddit a few months ago. I gave up on Reddit because there's so much shit. It's like this, and like
Yeah,
there's guys that are like really good and that come up with like really good analysis, and maybe you're like, and then you fall in love with it, and then you buy the fucking thing, and then it crashes, and then there's times that you read it and then you don't buy it and then it goes up like just like the guy predicted. It's just a crapshoot on all honesty.
yeah. I mean,
um
it's related to sports almost. With you've got these expert analysts like Stephen A. Smith's the smartest guy in the world, and even sometimes he's wrong.
yeah, he
No,
is. Sometimes he's wrong. The goat, Stephen A.
yeah. All right, dude. Speaking of all that shit, the crypto and everything, I had a point in there. I guess we can breeze past it. I don't know if we talked about this on the pod. This was a while ago where the Buccaneers guy, the fan got Tom Brady's football and they gifted him with season tickets. And
Yeah, we did.
Brady gave him a Bitcoin.
Oh, he did. That was
Yeah.
new. That was new. I did not know about that.
Yeah, because you sent me that on Instagram. I know you DM'd me the trade for the
I
fan,
slid in your
which he
DMs.
got.
Yeah,
The fan got ripped off. I mean that football is worth
dude, he got 2 years of season tickets. He got a signed Brady jersey, a signed Brady football. Didn't he get a signed like Mike Evans something too?
Yeah, he did. But
I
how
mean,
much is that ball worth though?
how much do you think it's worth? Tom Brady 600 TD
A
football.
mil? I
Like,
don't
is
know.
there like a comparison?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's got to be worth a mil, a couple
No
hundred
way.
K.
Are you serious?
I think so. I mean, if people are buying NFTs for a shit ton, it's got to be worth.
It says Brady record ball worth 500K.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah. So the dude totally got ripped off.
Wow. Who said 500K? Ken Golden, founder of Golden Auctions, estimates that Brady's 600 touchdown ball is worth at least 500,000. Golden says that most fans don't understand the market value for these items since trading cards receive more mainstream media attention than sports memorabilia. Wow.
Yeah. So the dude got how much are season tickets for a year? Like
So he received two signed jerseys, a helmet from
5K.
Brady, a signed Evans jersey, receivers game cleats, $1,000 credit at the team store, and the 2 season passes for the remainder of this season and the 2022 season. Wow. Okay, so he said to compare Brady's first career touchdown ball. Do you want to know how much his first career touchdown ball was?
Oh God, trillions.
428,000.
Oh, that I figured it'd be probably worth more than the 600 just because it's that old and historic.
Yeah, so it was 428,000, but he's saying this could be worth about 900,000
Huh.
because he's the first NFL quarterback to ever accomplish this feat. And
Yeah.
he said, I know I could call 2 or 3 people and sell that for 500,000.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a feat. Brady's got nice feet. No, I don't. That's insane. Because when you DM'd me that thing, I thought, yeah.
Slid in.
At first, he totally got punked. The fan did. Then they upped it a little bit, but still, I
I
mean,
thought he made out, but yeah, they
they
wow.
they still fucked him. And I messaged you this when it happened. I think they, they kind of bullied him into giving the ball back and everything. If he holds on to that ball, he's getting killed and raped as he leaves the stadium.
But
Like,
he said like, you know what? I didn't even think about it. Like they didn't have to offer me all this shit. I was willing to give it back. And like I
yeah,
think Tom Brady said that like he was a really nice dude and he just gave it back.
yeah,
And like, he was just a stand-up guy. He wasn't looking to make it like a quick buck off them.
yeah. And he's a fan. It was all just an added thing. He didn't go there expecting to get
To
anything.
make
So
500K,
yeah,
right? I
yeah,
mean, what he got, he still came up as like a positive. Um, Man, that's fucking nuts, dude. I mean, Tom Brady did the right thing then if he threw him a Bitcoin. That's nice.
well, he should have thrown him a couple. It sounds like, but no, you're right, and it's just people on Instagram going, he deserves way more. It's like, I mean, he's
What did he
already a
do? He just
fan.
got a
He's
fucking
already there.
he just got his hand and he just picked up a football. I mean,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
deserves,
yeah. It's not like the world owes him 500K.
I mean, he got the football like, and then like 5 minutes later, someone came back and they asked him for the football, and then he gave it. I
Yeah.
didn't even think at the time why. I thought it was just sentimentally valuable to TB12. I had no idea that it's actually worth like
Oh
a
yeah.
mil. Dude, do you know his rookie card sold for 3.1 million?
Yeah, that's just insane.
Dude, we got to get in on these NFTs.
NFTs, trading cards.
We got to get on these basketball and NFL NFTs, dude. Come on, 3.1 mil. Did you know an NBA NFT sold for like 100,000?
So because it's a virtual thing, what's stopping these dudes from just selling them now and then just making a ton of them, like more of them?
Like who? The company?
I guess like the
They're
one you bought.
backed by the NBA. I mean, they're not supposed to. I mean, they can, but they're not supposed to.
Okay, because I
I
was
mean,
gonna
they
say you bought the one for Dirk for 400 or something. What's stopping
there's
that?
only 990 of that made.
Okay, I was gonna
It,
say what's stopping this German tree from just doing more of them?
there's only 990 of the Dirk card made. I sold a Dwayne Wade card. I didn't tell you about this one. I sold a Dwayne Wade card for $1,200. Um, that I
What
bought, huh?
would you buy it for?
Around 2 to 3.
Yeah. God, so you're making money
No,
left and
no, no,
right.
no, 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 no. I'm not, folks. I know it sounds like that, but I've been telling you all about my gains right now. I have not told
Oh,
you. I have not been telling you about all my losses. All my
yeah.
gains sound very great, but this is the guy who's buying fucking crypto just because two of his friends told him to buy crypto. So
Yeah.
you could understand the type of money I'm losing
Yeah,
on buying
dude.
stuff.
Speaking of just side hustles and business, I have a friend of mine I went to college with that during during high school. Oh, you got COVID? Oh no, you're
Yeah.
good. During high school and college, yeah, maybe you do. He would buy like 15K worth of video games around Black Friday and sell it during Christmas time. And he always barely made a profit, barely made enough each year. But how terrifying is it? He would use his parents' card. He'd go, "Hey, I'm doing this for a business side hustle," and they would let him do it. But how terrifying is that? You're spending that much money and you're taking a risk.
Dude, it's as if he's fucking Walmart or Amazon because he makes his money off the fucking volume, right? He's making like two
Yeah,
or $3 per like
yeah,
or $5
exactly. It
per
was all
game,
volume,
but
and
he
he
needs
just
yeah, it's not for me or you.
no.
Too
I
much
could
risk.
never. I could never
But
do that.
but keep in mind the risk is kind of limited because he technically has a 30-day return policy, right?
See, I don't know. I didn't think about that really. It sounded like there was risk involved. He said he pissed himself a couple times during the whole process, but I don't know. Yeah, that couldn't be me. I'd rather just make my money doing an honest living at the accounting firm.
I
All
mean,
right, dude,
should I tell you guys about my losses? Is that something you guys want to hear?
give us one loss, and then we gotta switch
All
to
right, all right. Yeah, yeah. We'll switch.
football.
We'll switch. I'll give you one loss. Actually, this is a recent loss. I bought a stock because my friend told me about it. He said, "Hey, I'm buying $1,000 of this stock. They're announcing earnings tonight. I think it's going to shoot up." Again, did no DD, did no research. This was yesterday, so I bought $1,000 of the stock. Went into earnings, lost 30% in value, and it's still in free fall. So, folks, do your research.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot, Fubo. Fucking TV.
yeah, yeah. It can be tough. You don't know. It's all such a gamble, and
Here's another one. I bought Hertz. I told all my friends about buying Hertz. They were gonna do an uplisting IPO. You heard about Hertz? They were gonna IPO. Anyways, I thought I was gonna outsmart the market. I didn't. I lost 20% on a really big position. So again,
yeah,
fucking
my
buy your old
fucking.
long-term stocks.
Sorry, I got distracted. My fucking supervisor just sent me a work message during this, but I'm
Jeez
leaving.
Louise,
I'm leaving it. Yeah, it's like 5:40. I'm
you
leaving
gotta be
him
working
on.
right now.
I'm leaving him on red for sure. Fuck that dude. Um, all right. All right, Brody. Let's get to NFL. We kind of skimmed over this last week just because I talked about Halloween stuff for 40 minutes.
Oh,
Um,
NFL. Hold on.
yeah.
Wait, no, you say your thing. I'll say it after. You say your thing.
I don't have anything important. I was just gonna jump into the games and talk about
Dude, Survivor League, we might be back.
Oh, give
We
us an
might be
update. Give us an update.
Buffalo
Let's do this.
Bills. The Buffalo Bills lost to Jacksonville Jaguars last week. Remember, folks? They lost 9-6.
I'm
Um,
looking at this now. Yeah, that's insane.
yes. And also the Tennessee Titans beat the Rams. It was the fucking week of the underdog, folks. It was the week of the underdog. Um,
But how can you be back? I thought you had
because
to win.
because almost everyone else got eliminated because they all picked, and then also the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Broncos.
Yeah.
So those two teams, so now there's only 35 perfect teams remaining.
Yeah.
35 teams. So if these 35 teams lose, then we're back to being in first place and we're back on this 10K prize, folks. I'm just letting you guys
Oh,
know. Don't
wow.
get freaked out, but we might have a chance.
Yeah. And that means some money for the fans, Garrett.
This week, you got to fans. This week, 100 people lost. This week, 100 fucking people lost.
Yeah.
My boy Daniel Garrett's gonna be rich because of this. He's the only fucking fan we have.
Dude, God, that's nuts. I didn't watch that Jags game, but that's so fun. Trevor Lawrence is probably player of the year.
Trevor.
9-6. What
It
a
wasn't even Trevor
disaster.
Lawrence. It was Josh Allen.
Yeah, what
Like
a
it was the other Josh Allen. Did you read this?
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
this is the
another
other
guy.
Josh Allen. Like really was pissed off. There's this other guy named Josh Allen, and like he took it out on the QB Josh Allen, the Jacksonville Jaguars Josh Allen. Fucking manhandled the Buffalo Bills Josh Allen. He got like
Yeah,
sacked him. He got a fumble interception, fumble pit.
Allen
Did
on
he
that
get a
one.
pick?
I don't know if he got a pick. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he had a sack and a pick.
I
Uh,
don't know.
I
Okay,
have a sack as well.
we
Uh,
actually have to talk about who we should pick this week because now that we're back in it, you know,
yeah, yeah. I thought this was going to be a discussion that we would bail on going forward, but
no, we're 35th place right now.
um, I'll probably yeah. You got to go Ravens over the Dolphins tomorrow night.
Dude, that's what I picked.
Yeah, the fans won't trust us though because this comes out on Saturday.
Oh, all
Unless,
right.
unless we do an early release, like me
Here,
during sex.
here's our options. We could either take Tampa Bay at Washington. Tampa Bay coming off a bye week,
Ooh,
minus 9.5. And this is another one that I really wanted to do. This is the one I wanted to do initially, but I got afraid to do. Pittsburgh versus Detroit. They're 8.5 favorites. I know Detroit has to win one game. They have to. Like NFL history tells us they got to win one game.
yeah.
Is this the game they win against the fucking Pittsburgh team that I don't know?
I don't know. I don't think it's in the cards for them.
Because I don't want to bet on Pittsburgh and then Detroit. This is the one game they end up winning, and I turn out to be like a fucking schmuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Ravens over the Dolphins more than that matchup.
Tua's playing though, and
Great.
it's a primetime game, and everyone knows they all fucking wait. They always wake up for primetime games.
Tua's awful, but
Is he? He's awful. Yeah, he is.
gosh, dude, I don't know that it's either those two games. I'm just looking at the schedule right now, and nothing else seems like a clear jizz. Just Chiefs, Raiders, both two terrible QBs. Niners, Rams, two bad QBs. Matt Stafford sucks. They got killed by the Titans.
I know, man. I know that was bad. I don't know if it's the Titans. They always wake up. Are the Titans like really that good, even without Derrick Henry?
They lost to the Jets.
Yeah, but they beat like the Bills. They beat real teams.
Yeah, yeah, they've started to. We're all over the place here. I say we pick that, and then let's
Which one?
discuss.
Should I do Baltimore?
Yeah, I'm thinking Balti. Folks,
All
take our
right.
word for it. This is being recorded on Thursday. I don't know. I don't have my phone, but we'll show them the date or something.
Here, folks. Here, I'm changing the date right now on mine manually. So give me a second.
Yeah, and if we're wrong, we'll edit this part out. What do you?
There it is,
Yes,
November 10th.
yes, correct. Um, November 10th,
Okay,
2022.
I picked I picked Baltimore, but keep in mind there's 8 more weeks, and we've used up a good amount of teams in the Survivor League. So the teams that we've used so far are, damn, we used San Francisco, Green Bay, Carolina, Buffalo, Dallas, Rams, Cardinals, Bengals, and the Colts.
Yeah.
Should
Okay.
I be betting the Broncos this week
After last week, you might want to. Um,
at home against the Eagles?
hmm.
Nah. Okay, I'm not gonna
Eagles are
overthink it.
decent. Yeah, let's stick with the rave. All right, dude. I want to talk about last week though, real quick. Let's go. Let's talk Titans Rams because we were on that. Like, Mike Vrabel with the vest and his look. He was played in the NFL. Is there a douchier coach? I know Sean McVay also with the gelled hair.
Dude, I feel like that guy is so old school though. Like Sean
Vrabel.
McVay is a douche. Mike Vrabel is just like like an old guy. I have a hard time like imagining him like knowing how to use a computer. He's like one of those guys who are just like, like those old school coaches. That's what I
Yeah,
think of him. Because all like his teams are always the same. Like run the ball, take time. Grit and grind, dirty defense.
yeah.
You know, uh,
Well, and they just abuse the shit out of the run. They go, all right, and I know Derrick Henry is dead now, but
there
they
was
just
not.
want to.
There was. Were they running as much on the Rams? Because I know that they were really stopping Peterson. Like Peterson had a TD at the end. AP, by the way, shout out to the 36-year-old legend who was playing. He got a TD, but he was being pretty. He got shut down a lot. Is it just that Tannehill is like that good?
It's so hard to believe because he just looks like an idiot.
And he was never that like for the first like 8 years of his career and like at Miami, no one thought he was that good.
I
And then
think
all
it's
of a
got.
sudden,
I think it's got to be the Dolphins' curse, where there's just never anyone good there. They
yeah,
made
you
that
think
Ace Ventura movie, and no one's been good ever since.
you think it's just Miami? People are partying too much. They're like
Yeah, the
fuck football.
Pitbull's already there. It's like, well, why would we be good at football when we
Eh,
can,
What's the
say
point, right?
Dolphin? Yeah. Um, okay, well, the Titans, they're Super Bowl favorites. We get it. We got to talk about the Cowboys meltdown real quick
Fuck,
because,
do we, man? That was
well, this is the most fun part about the podcast is just we know that Dak, he's not a long-term guy. We
even though they signed a
see,
$150 million deal with him. Are we back on anti-Dak after one bad performance? I was giving this
this
guy
is
so much love up until last week. I mean,
yeah. You know what I fucking love, dude, is I just love. So I talked about how Stephen A. Smith is a total genius, and we get that. He's the smartest man in basketball and football. What they do on TV is just hilarious. How when I was a kid, I used to think, man, they're so insightful, but they literally just have no idea what the fuck's going on. They see a game and just react as if they have some crazy good take. It's like you didn't know who fucking Alex
how
Caruso
about them?
was.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, yeah. How about them Cowboys? But even with basketball or something, someone will come out as an MVP candidate, and it's like none of you were predicting this shit before the season. And
I
then
know.
once someone's doing well, like Cooper Cup having a great year, they'll come out and be like, "Yeah, he's been looking good. That's my take." Like, what you weren't saying jack shit before the season. You had no insight here whatsoever.
I'm with you, man. These guys are great. I mean, these guys are all like fucking bullshitters.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're sports guys. If we could talk anything beyond sports, we wouldn't be talking sports.
yeah, yeah. That's true. All right, dude. So I don't know. As far as games last week, we're kind of middle of the season. I don't know how shit's gonna
Dude, are
go.
you crazy? Last week was everyone lost a ton of money last week. I know I did
Just
on
on
betting.
bets. We need to talk about that Monday night game. The freaking Bears Steelers. Is that what it was?
Yeah, did you watch that?
I didn't watch all of it. I know the refs completely dicked Chicago. Did
Mm-hmm,
you see the
mm-hmm.
penalty on
But
Cassius
the
Martin?
refs this week were fucking bad, man. I mean, there were some like, I think there were some games that like these refs were just like, I don't know if they were paid. I don't know if they were trying to keep like a cover going. Like it was bad. Like there's been some bad officiated games. First of all, when it's in the last 2 minutes of the game, please, fucking please, if you're gonna make a call, like make sure it gets reviewed by New York. Make sure it's like, I don't know what, but like I don't want a bullshit call from a ref to be the reason game goes one way or another,
Yeah.
especially in the last 2 minutes, in the final 2 minutes. Just get your shit straight, NFL. That's not right. Um,
Did you see the taunting call they called on Marsh where the ref leaned into him and initiated contact and then he was reaching for the flag already. Like he just had
he's
it.
like, give me. He's like, I need this.
Yeah,
Dude, I'd be shocked if these NFL guys, these refs didn't have some, connection to the parlay. I mean, to like the cover. They're like,
yeah,
I'm sure they have like a buddy or something, like a cousin, like
yeah.
someone that you can't trace back to. And like some of these bets, they're not regulated, right? Because you can make these bets in like
Anywhere.
Dominican Republic, they're
Yeah,
not regulated. And then, if someone makes like a $10,000, who's gonna bat an eye?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It's
that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, and I don't expect Roger Goodell to hold anyone accountable, but shouldn't he? If especially that ref that blatantly leaned into Marsh
There's
on the
unions, man. There's
play.
unions protecting these refs.
Yeah, well, could we, murder one of them? I don't know. There's got to
There's
be other
unions, dude.
alternatives.
That's the fucking thing. Like the NBA refs, they don't. Okay, you know how much an NBA ref gets paid? How much would you expect an NBA ref to get paid for working like half the season?
I think they just volunteer.
No,
Uh,
they get paid around like less than a million. I mean, tenured ones get a million, I think, but like around like 500K at least.
that's insane. Yeah, they don't deserve that.
And then like
Insane.
like first class travel, obviously, like first
Yeah,
class hotels and everything like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they sleep with LeBron. Yeah, that's crazy. They get all the special treatment for sure.
But they kind of have to, right? Because imagine you're a guy who's getting paid like 50K and you're officiating a guy who's getting paid like 50 mil.
Yeah, you
I
hate.
mean, it's like the guy could like I mean, the player could at that point literally just like slip in a grand into socks. It
Yeah,
slips
and it's
out,
like,
and this ref is like, he's jumping at no foul, no foul.
yeah, that's a good point. You could be bought out so easily. Yeah,
Oh,
that
actually, there's this interesting story about some of this stuff. It's not in the NFL. It's like the refs, they have their own insider trading. There was this McKinsey partner. Did you read about this?
no.
Okay, guys making 2 to 3 million a year, and we're in the public accounting space. Um, so this is an accounting tangent, folks. Actually, this is an accounting tangent. So
Yeah,
in public accounting, you get privy to deals. Sometimes, like, oh, one client's going to buy another client, so on and so forth. It comes with the territory. Sometimes it happens in audit. Sometimes it happens in tax. Sometimes mostly happens in advisory. Anyways, so this McKinsey consulting guy, he has a client, and his client tells him, "Oh, we're going to buy this other drug company for so and so this much price, and we're going to announce it 2 days later."
yeah,
This guy's making 2 to 3 million a year. He's a 42-year-old guy, partner at McKinsey. McKinsey is the top consulting firm in the world. You have to be like almost a genius to get. Anyways, you guys get the point.
yeah.
So this
Take me
guy,
there.
of course, what does he do? He buys 2,500 call options on the company that they're going to buy. Um, he makes, I mean, the guy makes like 2 to 3 million, so he doesn't even make that much on the deal. He makes like $450,000 on the trade.
Yeah,
He doesn't even bother to do it from like an account like separate from his. He does an account under his own name, and then on his work computer, he ends up Googling what happens to call options when a company is purchased. And then he also ended up Googling, like, he had like all these basic questions on like how call options work, how does he cash out, and then the other question was, what is a typical like sentence for insider trading?
he just had all this shit on his computer, and
And the FBI got it, and of course, um,
yeah.
you know. By the way, the typical sentence is 2 years, folks.
Yeah, I don't. You'd think a guy who's at McKinsey would be smarter than that. Also, it's 400K. You're making way more money. How is it even worth it? I guess he wanted to be low profile and not buy too many to where it's obvious.
2,500 call options on it's not like it's a company like Apple. It's like this random drug company.
Yeah,
And it didn't even
that's
take the
so.
FBI to flag it. You know what the worst part was? It was actually a news, like a media site that flagged it. And then the FBI got a hold of it. So
Wow.
it was like a media site that said, whoa, why is there like a spike in call options on this random company right now? And then, of course, the SEC FBI investigated it and they got this guy.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
and I think he ended up buying it from Robinhood, but they didn't say.
Yeah, and that guy's name rhymes with what? Ryan Conahue, or who is that? Who bought him? No, no.
No, it's this other guy.
Yeah,
Ryan
yeah,
Donahue is not smart enough to work at McKinsey.
yeah, yeah.
don't
That's
don't
nuts.
don't insult him, McKinsey.
Yeah. All right, Brody. I don't know. I feel like every week we go over NFL shit. I don't know if it's what the fans really want to hear. Do we want to talk about
Well,
being?
we know our boy doesn't want to hear it. Our one listener.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. What's Timothy's his name or
I
something?
think it's Garrett or something.
Gregory.
I know his last name. Was it Doug Garrett? Like, is he a Doug?
Jason Garrett. Yeah, it's one of those.
The clapper.
Yeah, yeah. Make them cheeks clap.
Hey,
Let's.
is Patrick Mahomes genuinely bad? Before we move on,
Oh, well, his brother's annoying as shit. Yeah, he got paid, dude. He got his money. He doesn't care
but
anymore.
how does he become like bad? Like all of a sudden,
You've got to wonder if Andy Reid's having too much Shake Shack before a game and he's not drawing
you
up the right
blaming the fucking
plays.
coach on this?
Well, that's you're supposed to do that, right? You blame others for your own
I'm
problem.
blaming Mahomes. I don't know what's going. It's like the guys. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they just figured the Chiefs out. I don't know. Other teams know by now that they're
The
whatever.
guy's putting up 13 points. Like he couldn't score anything more than 13 points.
Yeah.
Like for the past like 2 weeks, I can't. And I have him on my fantasy team, and he keeps fucking me
Oh
over.
God. Yeah. I don't. Is it? You know, he's not giving a good enough deal on the Patrick Price for State
What? He's
Farm.
15. Oh, the shoes.
Yeah. You've got to wonder, but
Do
I'm
you
looking.
think it's his brother Pete Mahomes that's playing in the State Farm commercials? He got a hold of it, doesn't
Oh
he? Like,
yeah, that
and
could be it. But gosh, yeah, Chiefs 5-4. They won't make the playoffs. If they do, you
I
know,
mean, I'm not gonna say no because they're right in there, and
eh,
who knows? It's just you gotta. It doesn't happen like with a QB like Pat Mahomes that it just.
yeah,
He's not even old. He's like 25 or something, right? 26.
yeah, that's the thing. And he's worth 500 mil.
I
Maybe he's
mean,
buying crypto. I don't know, but you got to wonder. He's got no more money left to earn, so why try?
oh, does he not? Like what? No, he could go like play longer, like TB.
Yeah, but I don't think he cares about legacy. He already lost a Super Bowl to Tom Brady. He's not gonna pass him all time.
I mean, I,
I
I
think he
think.
wants to just own a baseball team and eat barbecue and be annoying.
Well, I mean, stop screwing me on fantasy, Pat Mahomes. If you're listening
Yeah.
to this, which we know you are,
You know what's always pissed me off, dude, is when NFL, NBA players say, "Hey, fans, we don't give a damn about your fantasy team." It's like, well, maybe you should. Maybe you should perform well so I can do well and make $20 while you're making 20 million.
yeah,
How
exactly,
about
man. You
that?
can't throw us a bone. Like,
Yeah,
all I got to win on this freaking whole league is like $100. That's all I got, $100,
yeah,
and it makes my week every single week. I, attentively watch all your games for this
yeah.
$100 at the end of the year,
You
and you
can't
can't throw.
play well. You can't give me 100 yards receiving. It's your job. That's literally your job is to do well. And you're going, oh, I don't care about your team. I perform how I perform. How about you eat cock?
You know what, man? You're speaking a lot of truth.
Yeah, just
All right,
facts.
what's next? What's next on the dock? Because I know we're around in an hour.
Yeah, we got to talk. Do we talk BD? Do we get into stories about one of our managers that we've had? Do we give away this guy's name, address, his Tokyo location? Like, how far do we go with this?
BD. I mean, we already gave his location.
I'm just I'm just wondering how this is going to be beneficial to the fans listening. Maybe how to deal with a manager that's difficult and
But did we
retarded.
deal with him well? I mean, I don't think we did. I think
Yeah,
we just took the shit.
yeah. So for the folks listening, Alec and I, we both had a mutual manager, senior manager that we worked on with different clients. And this guy was an East Coast dude. He worked for PwC for maybe 8 or 9 years in the Boston office. He was East Coast. I think he was maybe in New York for a little bit too, and then he came over to LA where it's way more chill. And the thing
I,
about these
I
East
don't think
Coast,
Boston was that fucking cruel either. To be honest, I think it was just him. Between you and me, I
I
don't
think
think
it
Boston
was.
was
I
that.
think it was just him. What I have heard though is that East Coast, New York, especially, it is more intense. That relationship with managers and whoever, uh, yeah, there's just more expected. People are more direct. And so for him coming to LA, it was a huge adjustment where this manager of ours, this is way before Alec and I even started in public accounting. There were stories of this guy we're talking about, BD. He would yell and scream at people. He would throw whiteboards. He'd probably have sex with kids. He was doing all this wild stuff, and people were like, "Hey, man, it's the West Coast over here. You got to relax. You can't be yelling like that." But you're so right. There's no way on the East Coast they were also screaming at each other. Who would take that gig? If accounting already sucks, uh, wink, or actually it's great, folks. But I know it's already a tough job. So you got people screaming at you. That doesn't make it any better.
Dude, I'm with you, man. I don't get I love my East Coast folks, but every time someone says, "Oh yeah, it's way worse than the East Coast," I mean, is what's way worse than the East Coast? Because we still have like 2 busy seasons here. We're still logging our, you know, at least our 12-hour days during busy season, at least, folks. Obviously, we're doing
Yeah.
9 to 9 bare minimum. Um, and on top of it, we don't even have public transportation here. We have to actually drive to the client. I mean, not anymore because you can zoom in, but we're driving all the way, like, could be like, it could be 10 miles away and it could still take an hour because that's just LA
Yeah.
for you. I mean, at least
Yeah.
in New York, you just hop on whatever, the 5 or the 7 or the B or whatever the train, and you just ride on. You don't have to worry about driving to and back or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah, I have one friend who I think she just left. She was at PwC in New York, and I don't know. I'm sure it was intense, but the idea that there's people over there yelling and abusing, I really doubt it. I feel like it's probably standard across the nation. I'm sure you go to some other countries and they're smacking people over the tits. But yeah, no, it's pretty standard for the most part. um, do we give advice to the folks on how to deal with these people? Once in a while, you deal with someone who's just really shitty to work with, and you got to make the most of it. You got to make the best of a bad situation.
You have no options, especially if they're a partner. You just got to take it. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You just got to take it. I mean, unless you want to go complain or something, but even
yeah,
if you complain, nothing's gonna happen. He's a partner. You're a staff. You just gotta stick
yeah.
through.
I think that's and not to shit on public accounting, but I think that's one of the reasons we both left is that you look at some people who are higher ups and they're liquid ass humans. They're bad people. And you go, yeah, this person's a great performer, but they just suck. The fact this company didn't fire this dude or get rid of some of these people, it makes you go, all right, well, this isn't a place I want to work if they hold on to this trash heap. It's like Penn State with Sandusky. It's like he performed well, so you got to keep him.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Penn State, big Penn State Michigan game this week. Go blue.
Yeah, go blue, and love that Paterno. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you did anything to deal with BD folks. I,
Nah,
I don't
nah. I
know.
just hid. I
Do we
just
show
hid.
the folks a photo of this guy and his
Let's
bald
just put his
spot?
full name up. Let's get his Tokyo address going and his LinkedIn profile if we can. Producer's putting it all up right now. Um, it's
20.
showing as we speak.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep. Uh
Yep.
huh.
That hair is thinning.
It is. And he's wearing that suit. He always wears that blue suit.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a weird feeling having a dude on a team, a work team who you're just terrified of. You're like,
Oh
oh
yeah,
that you're like, oh that
absolutely.
you're like, oh that guy's coming in today.
And I
Fuck.
was lucky because our team was like a small and it wasn't like material to him. So he would show up maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yours was a big like money maker. So he'd have to come like at least what, like 2 or 3 times a week.
He was in all the time, and I
Yeah.
actually have a really fucking funny story I'll tell real quick.
Yeah,
So
yours was way worse than ours.
yeah,
Like I only had to deal with them once a week or once every 2 weeks.
yeah. So this dude BD was anytime staff or lower level people were leaving and going home before he would leave, it would just infuriate him. He would go on these rants about when I was in New York, Boston, this wouldn't fly. We were there till 2 in the morning. The partners, managers, they were the ones who went home first. So he would always get pissed whenever we would dip out before he would. And so one day our team did this flex bullshit where you could order dinner and stay at the office late, or twice a week you could leave early. You could leave around 7, but you had to make dinner at home and then get online. And so one day we're at the client site and it's like 20 of us packed into this tiny room, not COVID friendly, but this is 2019.
They didn't have desks. They were working off of cardboard.
Yeah, we were sitting in these we were in the slums. But anyways, there's 20 people in the room and I'm the only one who didn't order dinner because I said, "Oh, tonight will be the night that I go home early and work from home." And of course around 4 or 5 BD shows up from another client. He takes his usual seat, kicks someone out of the seat. He says, "Hey, get the fuck out, you skank." And he sits down, and around 7 p.m. it hits, and my senior, the guy, I don't want to say his name, but last name was Chang, good dude. He he is like, "Hey man, feel free to take off at 7 o'clock." And I'm paranoid as shit because no one else is leaving. BD is in his seat, and I'm about to be the only dude to get up and leave, go home, pack it up, after this guy BD has given lectures about staff leaving before him.
Oh my god.
And
Oh
so
my
I'm just
god.
I'm just fucking shitting
So
myself.
what do you do?
I'm debating, like, should I just stay here? I didn't order dinner. Should I just stay here, not eat, and save myself the humiliation? But so I end up around 7:30. My senior's like, "Yeah, dude, dip out. So like, you're not getting dinner. So like, go and then just get online later." So I get up when it's quiet, and everyone's like, and I'm like, "All right, see you guys." And he just looks over at me. He gives me a look in the eyes, looks back at his computer, and just shakes his head like he does not approve. And I just go, "Holy fuck." And I dip out, go home, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, I'm gonna get canned. This is which is
That
just
was
so
the best.
nuts." Which is so nuts because I was leaving to get online again and keep working that night. But to him, it's just, "Oh, this dude's leaving while everyone else is still here." And
That's the
so
best story I've ever fucking heard. That's the fucking number one best story I've ever heard. Dude, that was good. That was so
yeah,
good.
he could have just yelled at me on the spot, but he just the head shake. I just went, "Oh
Oh
fuck."
my god. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
he knew it.
He
Damn.
goes, "Oh, this guy's leaving, huh?"
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I pissed myself on the car ride home. But yeah, that dude.
That's a good story.
We'll send the listeners a photo of this guy, maybe an address.
And
But
his LinkedIn profile.
yes, LinkedIn, Facebook, Grinder, all the works. You got anything else, Alec?
No, I just remember we had a happy hour with a guy,
Yeah,
and he was like nothing like he was at work, and I found that
yeah,
interesting.
that's a good point. That's
Have
good
you
too, because
have you seen him at a happy hour?
yeah, I was at a happy hour with that same team. I don't know if this was before that incident or after, but we were at a local LA spot, and we were playing this card game together, and he was fun and interactive, and he was nice to the associates and everything.
It
So
doesn't make
different.
sense. It doesn't make sense.
So
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
And I was like, is this the same guy that I'm terrified of? Like, no, it's like, and I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna be cool with you after this one card game. I just can't.
Isn't that funny too? How when someone has the reputation for being a douche and then they're nice, you are like you're so surprised by it that you're like, oh, this guy's great. But in reality, you go, no, you're just adjusting because normally he's been a complete cock.
Yeah, because he probably realized like after his like first like 10 like 8 years like of happy hours, he's like, oh, maybe I can't do this like whole terrifying thing during happy hour too. Maybe I should come off as nice. He made his
Yeah,
adjustments. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, but God, that dude during work hours was a nightmare. Probably still is for, some Japanese people, but God, yeah, it's scary.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, Squid Games. All right, dude. I don't know. I wrote down some shit, but we wanted to talk Portnoy too. I feel like we're approaching the hour, aren't we? Or are we
Oh,
past?
we're way over.
We're way over. Okay, let's discuss it next week when the dust is settled and my ass is settled. Yeah, anything to promote? You got anything coming up that you want the fans to know about? This episode will be out Saturday. We've got the Ravens picked. Yeah, you got anything else?
No, nothing else. Just let's hope Loop Ring shoots up, folks. Love you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Keep watching that crypto. We've got the NFTs purchased. Appreciate everyone. Episode 14 in the books. Cock.